Hello friends, welcome to my channel Easy Science and Mathematics. In the last video, we have learnt about asexual reproduction where only one parent is involved. Today in this video, we are going to learn sexual reproduction. मराठीत त्याला लैंगिक प्रजनन असे म्हणतात. Now, what is meant by sexual reproduction? It occurs with the help of two germ cells, that is male gamete and female gamete. These are the two germ cells. There are two main processes in sexual reproduction, gamete formation and fertilization. Now, what is meant by gamete formation? Gametes are formed by the meiosis. Meiosis you have learned, where the chromosomal number it becomes half. That is the meiosis process. Chromosomal number is reduced to half and haploid gametes are formed. Diploids means 2n number of chromosome and haploid means n number of chromosome. याआधी तुम्ही मियोसिस ही प्रोसेस शिकला आहात की जिथे गुणसूत्रांची संख्या निम्मी होते. जेव्हा पूर्ण गुणसूत्रांच्या जोड्या अस्तित्वात असतात त्याला डिप्लॉइड म्हणतात आणि जेव्हा निम्म्याच गुणसूत्रे येतात तेव्हा त्याला हॅप्लॉइड गॅमेट असं म्हटलं जातं. दॅट मीन्स इन मेल गॅमेट अँड फिमेल गॅमेट haploid number of chromosomes are present. Now, fertilization. What is meant by fertilization? Haploid male and female gamete they unite to form zygote. Now this zygote then divides by mitosis. See, meiosis process is carried out only during the formation of gametes. But when the zygote is formed, the next process it is mitosis only. So zygote divides by mitosis to form embryo and then embryo develops to form a new individual. म्हणजे अशा पद्धतीने मेल आणि फिमेल गॅमेट याचं युनियन होऊन झायगोट तयार होतो आणि झायगोटचं पुढे मायटोसिस पद्धतीने डिव्हिजन होतं आणि त्यापासून एम्ब्रिओ बनतो. त्याला भ्रूण असे म्हणतात आणि मग त्या भ्रूणापासून म्हणजे एम्ब्रिओ पासून नवीन जीव तयार होतो. सो दिस इज अबाउट सेक्शुअल रिप्रोडक्शन. Now here we are going to learn sexual reproduction in plants. Flower is structural unit of sexual reproduction in plants. Now in the flower male part and female part are present. This is male part that is stamen and this is female part that is carpel. Now here we will learn about the parts of flower. There are four valves in the flower. First is calyx. Calyx it is made up of sepals. See this part in green color, these are sepals and these sepals together form calyx. That calyx protect the flower during bud condition. जेव्हा फूल कळीच्या अवस्थेमध्ये असते तेव्हा हे कॅलिक्स त्या फुलाचे संरक्षण करत असते. याला निदलपुंज असं पण म्हटलं जातं. Then this colorful part of the flower it is called corolla and it is made up of petals. त्याला आपण पाकळ्या असे म्हणतो. So these are the petals. Now the parts which are necessary for fertilization are called androecium and gynoecium. Androecium त्याला पुमंग असे म्हणतात and the members of this androecium are stamens. त्या ठिकाणी these are stamens and the stamens together form androecium and it is the male part of the flower. And gynoecium it is made up of carpels and these carpels they may be free or united and this is the female part of the flower. Now this is male part that is the stamen and it is made up of anther and filament. Anther and filament are the two parts of the stamen. And carpel. Carpel it is made up of three parts, stigma, this style and ovary. This is ovary. So these are the three parts of the carpel. So gynoecium it is made up of carpel and it is androecium it is made up of stamen. So thus we have learned about the parts of the flower. Now when both male and female part are present in the same flower it is called bisexual flower. When male flower and female flower, see here, male flower and female flower, they are different, then this plant, it is called unisexual plant. These are the flowers of papaya plant. This is the male flower and this is the female flower. Now, types of flower according to the presence of pedicel. Pedicel त्याला आपण देठ असे म्हणतो. The stalk to support the flower, it is called as pedicel. This is the pedicel. When pedicel is present, that is called pedicellate flower. So here pedicel is present in this flower. This is pedicel and therefore it is pedicellate flower. त्याला देठ आहे आणि here pedicel is absent. इथे देठ नाहीये. Such flower it is called sessile flower. So according to the presence of pedicel, there are two types of flower here, pedicellate and sessile. Now here we are going to learn about double fertilization in angiosperm. Angiosperm are the flowering plants. ज्याला फुलं येतात त्याला अँजिओस्पर्म असे म्हणतात. आणि मग आता वनस्पतींमध्ये सेक्शुअल रिप्रोडक्शन कसं होतं ते आपण इथे आता बघणार आहोत. दिस इज द कार्पेल and these are the parts of carpel, stigma, style and ovary. See, for the formation of fruit from the flower, the necessary process, it is called pollination. Pollination means falling of pollen grain from one flower to another flower. Pollen grain त्याला आपण परागकण असे म्हणतो. इथे fertilization साठी परागकण हे त्या फुलाच्या स्टिग्मावर पडणं गरजेचं असतं. त्याशिवाय fertilization होऊ शकत नाही. Now, pollination occurs with the help of abiotic agents like wind and water. त्या ठिकाणी हे परागकण एका फुलाच्या स्टॅमेलवरून दुसऱ्या फुलाच्या स्टिग्मावर पडण्यासाठी जे एजंट आवश्यक आहेत, that is wind and water, वारा किंवा पाणी, आणि biotic factors are insects or other animals. Insects also carry the pollen grains from one flower to another flower. So thus, this process it is called pollination. Now, during fertilization or during pollination, this stigma it becomes sticky, and when pollen grain fall on this stigma, those pollen they germinate and a long pollen tube is formed. See here it is the pollen tube. So here pollen grain they germinate and a long pollen tube it is formed. Through this pollen tube, two male gametes are carried out. Sperm, these are the male gametes. म्हणजे त्याला आपण नरपेशी असं म्हणू शकतो. Those gametes or male gametes they are carried through this pollen tube. तिला परागनलिका असे म्हणतात आणि त्या परागनलिकेतून हे जे male gametes आहे ते वाहून नेले जातात. Then that long pollen tube that enters into the ovary. Now here when that pollen tube enters in the ovary, it bursts and two male gametes are released. Here two male gametes are released. Now here in the ovary, ovules are present, that is the egg cells are present. The two male gametes which are released in the embryo sac, one gamete unites with the egg cell. See here one sperm nuclei or one male gamete, it unites with the egg cell to form zygote, and this process is called fertilization. That is union of male gamete and female gamete, that is union of sperm and egg cell. They unite to form zygote. That process is called fertilization. In the ovary, two polar nuclei are present. These are polar nuclei. So second male gamete it unites with the polar nuclei. This is the second male gamete. It unites with the polar nuclei and endosperm is formed. Endosperm त्याला मराठीमध्ये भ्रूणपोष असे म्हणतात. That endosperm it provides nutrition to the developing embryo. As here two nuclei they are participating in the process of fertilization and therefore it is called as double fertilization. So thus now here fertilization is complete. Now what happens to the next? That is seed germination. Now here ovule develops into the seed and ovary into fruit. We have learned in the previous slide only, that ovule develops into the seed and ovary into fruit after fertilization. When the fruit breaks up, seeds fall upon the ground and seeds germinate. These are the seeds of any fruit. So when fruit breaks up, the seeds they fall on the ground and they germinate in the soil under favorable condition. Favorable condition means light, air, water. These are the necessary conditions for the developing of the seed. So here these seeds germinate under favorable condition. Zygote develops at the cost of food stored in the endosperm of seed. We have learnt about endosperm, that two polar nuclei they unite with the male cell to form the endosperm. That endosperm provides nutrition to this germinating seed, and after germination a new plantlet is प्रोड्यूस. प्लांटलेट नवीन रोप त्या ठिकाणी तयार होतं. जे फळाचं बी आहे ते जमिनीवर पडल्यानंतर अनुकूल परिस्थितीमध्ये ते रुजतं आणि त्या बीचं पोषण होण्यासाठी एंडोस्पर्म इट प्रोव्हाइड्स न्यूट्रिशन आणि मग ती बी रुजल्यानंतर त्याच्यापासून अशा पद्धतीने नवीन रोपट तयार होतं. And this is called as seed germination. And thus from the seed a new plant is produced, and thus reproduction or the sexual reproduction is carried out in the plants. Thank you. Like, share and subscribe my channel.